Hi, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechakodash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the Akim and to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing the truth and faith and sincerity. All right, and this lesson is going to be about basically sometimes what we want is not expedient, all right, or is not wise. All right, because the Most High, he wrote the story, and the story has to come to pass. Scriptures say in Numbers 23:19 that the Most High is not a man that should lie. Right, and also in the book of Isaiah that his word shall not go out void. So the things that he has spoken has to come to pass. Right, and we all of us in this truth, we have our stories, our lives already written out, and we just got to play that out. And sometimes the things that we ask for, sometimes our emotions, the things that we want, right? The things that we want to have that can get in the way of the Most High's plan, right? And that's why, the Most High, he won't give you that. He won't give you certain things that you're asking for because it's not expedient. Certain things have to happen to you for you to grow, right? So, certain things have to happen to you in this truth. It just got to, right, to change you, right? So you can't be feeling like that the Most High, he ain't answering your prayers. Sometimes this shit you asking for, he can't get that to you, right? Because that it wasn't written for him to give it to you. He didn't plan on doing that, right? But I'm just gonna get into this to the lesson real quick. This is Matthew 16:21. It says, "From that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of the Most High, but those that be of men." Right. So Yahushua told his disciples the things that he was going to suffer, right, when he go to Jerusalem, and he was going to be killed. And Peter was like, hell no. All right, that is not finna go down like that. That's not finna happen. Basically, nah, they got you fucked up. But that was not of the Most High's plan. That's why Yahushua had to get on his ass and tell him, he said, Get thee behind me, Satan, because that like I said, that wasn't according to the will of the Most High, because Yahushua, he needed to be that sacrifice to Israel. His whole purpose was to come and die for Israel. Right? And you coming up saying that, no, it's not going to happen, you're not going to die. He said, you are an offense unto me. Right? So Peter's emotions got in the way, because you got to think about it. The disciples, they were the closest unto the Lord. They were on a whole nother level, right? Other than everybody else, right? They didn't experience. Everybody else didn't experience the things that the disciples experienced with Yahushua, right? Because they was around him more. Yahushua, he told them secrets. He broke things down to them, right? So so those emotions came into play. So Peter wanted Yahushua to be safe. He didn't want him to go through that, but that wasn't according to the will of the Most High, right? So he had to get rebuked, Yahushua needed to be that sacrifice, like I said, right? So let me get Matthew 26. and 36. Then cometh Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. Right, this is Yahushua going to the Garden of Gethsemane, which means oil press, right? And he's going to go pray unto the Most High, basically to, remove the hell that he was about to catch, that he was about to go through out of his walk, basically out of his story. Right? It says, and he took with him Peter and 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then said he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So Yahushua emotions started to get in the way. Right, when the time got closer and closer for him to be crucified, beat, tortured, right? Because he didn't want to go through that. But, he knew that it needed to be done anyways. Right? It's just his emotions got in the way. Right? And it happens. It says, And he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and said unto Peter, What could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away saying the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. Right, so he said, if it ain't no way that I can, do it some other way, or that you can take this from me, look, it's gonna get done. Right? So he already knew, because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh was not answering him. Why didn't the Most High answer him? Because he had to do his job. That had to happen. Everything was already written from the foundation of the earth, from the beginning. This was already supposed to happen. The Most High couldn't switch everything up just because of emotions, just because of what you want. So Yahushua, he did it. He got crucified for us. This is John 18:1, going into when they was about to take Yahushua up, right? They was about to snatch him up. It says, I'll start at I'll just start at 1. John 18:1. When Yahushua had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over the brook of Cedron, where was a garden into which he entered, and his disciples, and Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Yahushua oftentimes resorted thither with his disciples. Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, came thither with lanterns and torches and weapons, right? They coming to take him up. So he could, basically they was about to take him up to Pontius Pilate, right? So he could be led to be crucified and beaten and humiliated and tortured. It says, Yahushua therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Whom seek ye? Right, so when you go to the previous chapter I just read, Yahushua, he wanted it to be taken away from him. All right, but it says that he knew right here that what they was coming to do. He said he went forth and said unto them, Who you looking for? Right, so, if Yahushua didn't want to go through, he could have ran off. Right, he could have ran the other way. He could have avoided that. Because it was many times, a couple times in the scriptures that, they tried to kill Yahushua before his time. He got out the way. He got up out of there. He could have did that this time. But he knew that the will of the Most High had to be done. It says, they answered him, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua said unto him, I am he. And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, They went backward and fell to the ground. Then asked he them again, Whom seek ye? And they said, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua answered, I have told you that I am he. If therefore ye seek me, let these go their way, that the same may be fulfilled which ye spake, of them which thou gavest me have I lost none. And Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. His servant's name was Malchus. Right? So when I read in Matthew 16 chapter, Peter was like, hell no, look, it ain't finna go down like that. All right? I'm with you. Right? And when things was about to take action, about to happen, Peter, he pulled his sword out. Like, shit, y'all got him fucked up. Like, shit, nah, it ain't finna go down like this. And this is what Yahushua said. Then Yahushua said unto Peter, Put up thy sword into the sheath. The cup which my Father had given me, shall I not drink it? Right, that cup represents what he was about to go through. Like, basically, bro, you need to chill out. Right? I gotta go through this. This is supposed to happen. I didn't already told you this, bro. To chill, put your sword up. So you see that, Peter, he still did not want to accept it, but he had to. Right? And because Yahushua, his life and the thing that he had to go through was already written and had to play out. And that's the same thing for us. Right? That's the same thing for us. If you are of the elect, the Most High, you have to make it out of here. If you're of the elect, you got to make it out of here. So the Most High is going to put you through certain things to get you ready, to get your faith built up, right? To get your mind right, to get you in the right spirit for the time to come, so you can be able to withstand everything, right? It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter about your feelings, right? You got to make it up out of here. So the thing that you want is not expedient. The Most High's got to get you ready. He got to get you prepared. Things got to come to pass. Last scripture. 2 Corinthians 12:7. Unless I should be exalted above measure. This is Paul speaking. Unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, that was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it may depart from me. Right? So Paul, he was going through something, right? It doesn't exactly say exactly what he was going through, but it was something that it could have been anything. Like, it was fucking irritating him, right? Something that was going on in his life. Could have been sickness, ailment, anything, It was fucking with him. The Most High gave it to him, right? So he wouldn't be basically proud from all of the knowledge that he had, right? Because Paul was on another level. Paul got taught by Yahushua himself, right? So the Most High gave it to him, whatever he was going through, to humble him. And he prayed to the Lord 3 times to remove it. And let's see what the Lord said. Verse 9, he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee. And when you go into the word efficient, right? Let's look at it. Archeo, Strong G714. When you go down here to the Thayer's definition, to be zest upon failing strength, to be strong, to suffice, to be enough, to defend, to ward out, to be satisfied, to be contented. Right? So my grace is enough for thee. He didn't remove whatever Paul was irritated with, was annoyed with, that was going on in his life during that time. The Most High didn't take that away. He said, my grace is enough for you. Right? So it could be certain things that's going on in your life that's happening unto you that have to happen. You can't, the Most High put that there, like I said, to make you grow. All right? Because you got to grow in this thing. All right? If you're the elect, like I said, you got to make it out of here. Right? You have to make it on the chariot. You have to endure. He said he prayed to the Lord 3 times. He said, my grace is enough for you. We got grace, bro. That's all that matters. We got grace. Right? Which grace means favor, all right? We have a grace period, basically to get ourselves right, to get, back on the good side of the Most High, right? To rehearse these righteous acts to the best of our ability, right? Because we were supposed to be dead, right? But the sacrifice Yahweh Shah made gave us that grace, right? Gave us all of this, the knowledge that we were receiving, right? Because we deserve death, but we ain't got that. He gave us grace, and that's all we need, bro. That's all we need, right? So that's the lesson. I hope it was edifying. I hope I didn't go all over the place. I hope it wasn't confusing or anything. But with that, say shalom.